Plummer at 6'6".
Yes.
We talk a lot about the offense that these youngsters bring. Cat Plummer at the net can be a huge factor. Look at that press way over. She is absolutely the biggest game changer of them all.
Second Olympics for Abagu out of Coppell, Texas, and that ball drifts just long. Heather Cox talked about the loss of Lauren Carlini, and hopefully it's just temporary. You can go off the roster, become the alternate, and come back on. A rule change in early July. The impact of that, Salima Rockwell.
Well, the impact of being able to bring someone in, first of all, having Micah Hancock as the alternate was very fortunate, right? They could have chosen one of several amazing players, but in different positions. So they're very, very lucky to have Micah here at the game to replace Lauren while she's out and recovering.
Drews once again, 26 of 51 in the 5-set loss to China, which was one of the closest matches Karchkirai told us he had ever been a part of, had ever played in. Each team with 102 points. First look at the MVP of the last 2 World Championships, Tijana Boskovic, the big lefty.
And Serbia needs to set Tijana Boskovic a lot in this match. And it's not often I say that you need to do this, but without being on the VNL roster at all, she had a rough start with the French match. You want her to find some form. She had 12 kills, 8 errors versus France. Picked up a couple of blocks, but no aces. She really wasn't on her game, so I would go to her early and a lot in this one.
Good cover on the offside. On the slide, Haley Washington with the tip and a successful kill.
And how about starting with that pass, maybe Skinner? When we talked about the offense, we talked about the blocking, but Skinner is an excellent passer, and she proved that in the last match for the United States.
Here is Catherine Plummer, came off the bench in the 3rd set along with Avery Skinner and really helped to turn that match around against China. Dig by Plummer. Free ball to the Americans. Catherine Plummer, one of the sluggers.
Yes.
Plummer coming through with that type attack. You're going to see a lot of that out of both of the outsides for the United States. But I like this tip, getting the center out of the play, forcing the ball to go somewhere else, not to Boskovic.
Plummer, after a little bit of a slow start, the 3rd set finished 9 of 20 of 19
Yes.
on the overpass. Good start for the United States. Maybe an early timeout for Serbia. There it is.
Well, they needed this. The United States needed a quality start, different than China. The question was how, and it's transition kills early in rallies, which we've seen. It's take more chances when you swing. You must swing for wins. And Justine Wong-Arantes has been providing opportunity for everyone else. You need to cash those in.
Thought I had heard the buzzer for a timeout. There is Karchkirai in his 12th year as head coach for the United States, won a bronze medal in Rio in 2016 and 3 times an Olympic champion. 2014 won the first ever global gold medal for the Americans, and that was over China for the World Championship.
Jump bump. Should be a stat.
Boskovic going off speed, and even the brilliant Wong-Arantes can't get to that.
Boskovic tipping that ball over the top of the block, and that's where the right front, if they're not helping block, they might have to come across, but Wong-Arantes has to be deep on her. She bangs that ball down the line. She has to be there. You'll notice Boskovic on the left side of the court serving this ball, has to get all the way to the right. She can rip this jump serve.
There's Avery Skinner came in a brilliant shot in her first Olympic match. First time Olympic wearing the green and red. Boskovic, sure what she's having a problem with. Well, she got her argument. We will have a replay.
Coach is saying, yep, good call. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but
Well, we had a whistle in our earlier match.
Yes, we did.
Some sort of camera interference.
Speaking of the earlier match, what a battle between Poland and Brazil. That went 5 sets. Wilfredo Leon on his birthday, a couple of aces to close it out 15-13. Here is Boskovic. Cover by Wong-Arantes, but a better block by Serbia.
Here's the thing. Avery Skinner came into the match. Not a ton of tape on Avery Skinner necessarily out there. And in this Olympic Games, you know, on the high ball, on the transition ball, they're going to take her angle. They're going to leave her a little bit of line. Right away, Serbia is on top of it. So it's up to Team USA and Skinner to adjust.
Boskovic again.
Mention the journey that Micah Hancock is on with this team. 2 days ago, she's playing the role of Tiana Boskovic.
Yeah.
She's hitting balls on the right side. She's banging balls from the service line. She has been the scout player when she thought she wasn't going to be actually on the court.
Well, that's a challenge, but knowing Micah Hancock, she's ready. She's ready for anything. She's a phenomenal teammate. She wants the team to do well, so she's ready to go for anything that she's called up for. She was the Chinese outsider the other day in practice, on the scout team, so she has the ability to do multiple things. And when her number's called, which it sounds like she's going to be coming in the double sub, that she'll be ready to go.
You know you're going to be tough when your dad's a corrections officer.
Yeah.
Mike Hancock.
Boskovic even left-handed on the pipe. Serbian block. Wired in right now on Skinner. The ball down the line, successful. Alexandra Usalac.
To your point, Kevin, thinking about Avery Skinner and how they're trying to defend her right now, multiple balls in a row coming back and back and back for her. That's not going to be a great thing if they can continue to move the ball around, get Drews involved in the back row, in these rotations. That's going to be a little bit better.
United States led 5-2. Drews once again, and blocked right back on her noggin.
So here it is for Serbia. They need to force USA out of system. And here they almost do, because Poulter's having to back up so much. She's going to have a hard time pushing that ball to the front. She leaves it there. The block gets a perfect spot. Tough service will keep teams out of system. Serbia had 8 aces and 14 blocks against France, and they are coming and putting the same platform on the U.S. right now.
When migraine strikes, you're faced with a choice. Accept the trade-offs of treating, or push through the pain and symptoms. With Ubrelvy, there's another option. One dose quickly stops migraine in its tracks. Treat it anytime, anywhere, without worrying where you are or if it's too late. Do not take with strong CYP3A4 inhibitors. Allergic reactions to Ubrelvy can happen. Most common side effects were nausea and sleepiness. Migraine pain relief starts with you. Ask about Ubrelvy. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
There's a way to cut your dishwashing time by 50%. Try Dawn Power Wash Dish Spray. It removes 99% of grease and grime in half the time. It cleans so well, you can replace multiple cleaning products. Try Dawn Power Wash.
The good news is you made it into the highlight reel. The bad news is you made it into the highlight reel.
Third consecutive Olympic battle between the United States and Serbia. Jordan Poulter misses that ball just out of bounds. They played in the semifinals in Rio. That was won in 5 sets, 15-13 by Serbia. And then Karch-Girai and the United States returned the favor in Tokyo 3 years ago, 3-0 in that semifinal.
Yeah, that was a depleted Serbian team
Yes.
by the end of that tournament.
Drews ripping down the line once again. 4 or 5 for Drews.
That's a little bit better for Drews when the block isn't there. They're not sure if she's going to get the ball as Poulter's moving across the court, flinging it back against the flow.
Serbia good in reception right now. Ognjenovic, maybe 39 years of age, but she's got every trick in the book. 6-footer, pretty physical setter as well. Been on the national team since 2005.
Early on for the Americans, they were 3 for 3 in the middle. That's the good news. Bad news, Avery Skinner 0 for 5. So we're going to see how the youngster rebounds here.
Good pass by Plummer. And better block by Serbia.
During one of the timeouts, Coach Karch-Girai talks to the hitters about let's not challenge the middle, although that she may have thought it was there, and the middle blocker showed up a little bit late. Challenge the edges of the block, and if you don't have it, go to zone 3.
Oh, Popovic just getting her head out of the way of that shot. Poor set by Ognjenovic.
You have to convert these.
And Plummer does. Good turn down the line by 22.
The easy ones, when you're playing good quality teams, high quality squads, you have to convert at a high rate. And this is what I'm talking about with the Americans in transition and rallies. Cat Plummer is a rally killer.
Magnificent career at Stanford, 3 times a national champion, 2 times National Player of the Year. Been a pro now for a couple of seasons and played on the team that won everything along with Kelsey Robinson Cook.
To my mind, Kat Plummer is a person who has to be out there full time. Her capability at the net to change the dynamic via her height and the space she takes up, and also her ability to transition, swing, and point score, needs to be out there. Put the 2-2 in.
Uzelac back to serve. You could see the frustration on Coach Kirai's face. Said, you got to make Serbia earn points. They're missing too many. Serve, to be specific.
In.
Here comes the double sub, and we will see Micah Hancock for the very first time. Where did she go to school again?
Some school over on the East Coast somewhere.
Yeah, national champion, set a new record in the Italian league for most aces in a season.
And that's saying something when Paolo Gono is in that league.
That is indeed.
See if she goes with the jump spin or a jump float that's been so effective.
Serbia, good first contact since the very start. And then to Boskovic.
I still want the jumper to come back. I don't want to hear about the effectiveness over 1,000 repetitions. I want to put some pressure on somebody with something different.
And she's got pressure. I mean, you know, being the best server in the Italian league, these are the top players in the world. So, you know, it can work.
I have a fundamental disagreement with the people in charge when it comes to that particular person and that skill.
Plummer, good passing rhythm. And Jordan Thompson still off the right side. Thompson had a magnificent start to her Olympic career 3 years ago, and so unfortunately she sprained an ankle. Drews played so well she never got back in the Olympic Games.
Well, there's Plummer again with a nice pass. Really, Plummer and Skinner have been holding it down, and that's going to be the difference. This is a big, effective blocking team of Serbia. They need to handle the ball well.
Oppos cheering each other on. That's when you've got to get Boskovic. When she's tipping, you've got to pick that up.
And it's difficult as a middle back because she's shading into the angle where she likes to bang this ball. As soon as you see the hand go up, that's your ball in the middle back. You're responsible for that one down the line, but that is a difficult one to chase down.
Tiana is also messing with Justine Wong-Arantes. What was the last one? Short.
Tip right short.
This time overhead.
Ball just out of bounds. Boskovic, 27 years of age, the last 2 world championships won by the Serbian women's national team, now Olympic team. She was the MVP both times. There's Lauren Carlini, out with a back injury, as reported by Heather Cox. And because of the change before it was changed, once you left the roster as an injured player, you couldn't come back. But I think rightly and smartly, the International Olympic Committee said in all team sports.
Well, it was in a bunch of other sports already. There are all kinds of different rules for different sports. Soccer in particular has multitudes of subs that can come and go for different matches. So it was really just volleyball meeting the standard that had been created in the other sports.
And definitely the right thing to do. It's a 2-week tournament. You should be able to come back if you regain health. Here's Washington, tied at 14. Chance out of system. Boskovic looking for a touch. That ball just out of bounds. She's out of rhythm.
Same as she was in the previous match, and the U.S. needs to jump on it.
Absolutely have to take advantage of this, because she is the key to everything for Serbia.
That ball's a little bit low in her hand. It's off the heel of her hand, and she doesn't get over the top of it as she would plan to, and that's why it goes long.
Setting the bigger picture, Tiana Boskovic. There's a challenge for a touch off the block, registered by Giovanni Guidetti. And speaking of that, Boskovic and Serbia beat France 3-0, although Boskovic was not spectacular. And for the United States, dropped the first 2 sets to China, then came all the way back, did lose in 5, but because of the set scoring rules, 3 points available in each match. China took 2 points. The United States, very, very important to their hopes of advancing, got that 1 point.
It's critical when you look at the standings and who has any points on the board. If you have 1 point on the board, you're still in it, you're still in the mix, and then you can get 2, maybe 3 in the next set, then the next match. That's going to be very important.
We're seeing it on both sides. Brazil managing to get that 1 point out of Poland. Huge for them. The Brazilians on the cusp of being perhaps eliminated. And
back-to-back unforced errors, this time by the world MVP on 2 occasions. 4-0 run for the United States. Timeout will be called by Coach Guidetti. We will step aside, but want to remind you, opening set, Serbia, the United States.
When I was diagnosed with HIV, I didn't know who I would be.
But here I am, being me.
Keep being you and ask your healthcare provider about the #1 prescribed HIV treatment, Biktarvy.
Biktarvy is a complete one-pill, once-a-day treatment used for HIV in many people, whether you're 18 or 80. With one small pill, Biktarvy fights HIV to help you get to undetectable and stay there, whether you're just starting or replacing your current treatment. Research shows that taking HIV treatment as prescribed and getting to and staying undetectable prevents transmitting HIV through sex. Serious side effects can occur, including kidney problems and kidney failure. Rare, life-threatening side effects include a buildup of lactic acid and liver problems. Do not take Biktarvy if you take dofetilide or rifampin. Tell your healthcare provider about all the medicines and supplements you take if you are pregnant or breastfeeding, or if you have kidney or liver problems, including hepatitis. If you have hepatitis B, do not stop taking Biktarvy without talking to your healthcare provider. Common side effects are diarrhea, nausea, and headache.
No matter where life takes you, Biktarvy can go with you. Talk to your healthcare provider today.
5-0 run. Chiaka Abagu with the roof.
Proving why she has been voted one of the best blockers in several leagues and several championships. Look at that move and that left hand finishing into the court.
Chiaka's lateral speed is what sets her apart. She goes flying in there too, the height, looking like Darlan.
Bianca Busa goes to the sideline, replaced by Sarah Lozo, 6'1", 27-year-old outside hitter, part of the 2022 World Championships, but in her first Olympics. Serbia back to Boskovic, no surprise there. Good coverage on the off speed. And Plummer looking for hands and got it out of the back court.
I love this run.
Yes.
So Jordan Hunt also plays the half court on the team. You have to say this one on the left here. Makes the play across the court and watch the play develop. You can see Catherine Plummer just move a little bit to the left.
Timeout is called once again. Very, very good run continues for Team USA.
It moves you in more ways than one. The first ever 409 horsepower Genesis GV80 Coupe.
You know, you only get one body. It might turn out 7 feet tall. It might be the perfect size to do this. Your body may take up a lot of space. Or it may move differently. And someday, your body might get sick. Because no matter how strong,
The United States taking full advantage of unforced errors, even by Tiana Boskovic. 6-0 run, and Haley Washington, just like against China, very good at the service line. Net violation called against number 11, Anna Kurtovic.
It's interesting because Haley Washington has really good service. She can drive, she can drop right now. She's pretty safe. She's serving it nice and flat in because they're trusting their block and defense. That's what I talked to them about. Let's not throw points away right now. We can drive the ball with decent pace and still trust our block and D.
Long runs like this are built on you making plays and generally your opponent making errors, and sometimes those errors relate to you making plays. It can become this downward spiral for the people on the other side of the net.
Jovana Stevanovic on now for Coach Galdetti. Shank pass. 8-0 run against Serbia in the United States.
Do not take a breath. Do not take a breath right now. If you're a fan, stay in it, okay? You need the team to stay in it as well. The ultimate example of that was the Olympic final in London. First set, USA-Brazil. US blows Brazil out. And from that moment, the end of that set, the momentum just kept going the other way. The locomotive of Brazil eventually ran over the Americans.
Wow. This is a freight train on full go. Changing the setting position as well. Brianna Kirchner on for Coach Galdetti, one of the best in the business.
Chiaka Abagu's third block here in the last little stretch. I mean, just like you talked about, that speed from pin to pin is just insane.
I want you to keep an eye on something here. The United States side is very young. Very young. The oldest player on the floor is Micah Hancock right now. This is an incredibly youthful team. Now, Karch Karai started out this match really wound up. I think that the pressure of the games, the result in the first match, the unknown of having to make all those very difficult choices about who to play. I'd like to see Karch just feed this team some positive energy here through into the next set.
It's stressful. It can be so stressful, and that carries over. And how they start playing, it is important that they feel that confidence coming from him.
Avery Skinner, once again, another unforced error. Everything going the way of the United States, and Serbia playing about as poorly as they possibly can.
There's some positive energy.
There it is.
Yes, that's the way.
Double sub was pretty effective, although quite frankly, didn't have to do much.
Not much, but we saw Thompson get some kills. We saw some offense out of the back row and
Tip coverage.
That's what stuck out to me.
And the communication. There was a lot of really good communication.
The United States 2 points away, all over Boskovic. Serbia is really struggling. Popovic with a dig. Durchel looking high hands, very good swing. This is a talented team, obviously winning back-to-back worlds.
Good news and bad news for the Americans right now, but it can be corrected, right? You're winning. It's been easy. 0 for 6. Skinner, you know she could go 6 for 6 in her next and be 6 of 12. Story TBD.
15 of 30 in 3 sets coming in against China for Avery Skinner. Plummer's been rock solid in reception. Cross body by Amagu.
Boskovic can take over. She can get Serbia on a run to give him some energy and focus.
Skinner to serve for the set. This match a long way from over. Off the edge of the block and down. Nicely done by Lazovic.
Perfect pass from going middle. Anything but Cat Plummer, please.
Good, confident start for the former Stanford Cardinal. Set point number 2. And he drews off the edge once again, picking right up where she left off against China. The United States absolutely takes Serbia out in the opening set. Salima, you took a closer look at the libero position as AI overviews and Google search helps us explain the games.
We turn to AI overviews in Google search to help explain the games on volleyball's libero position. The libero is a defensive specialist added to the game in 1998 to lengthen rallies and make the game more exciting. For easy identification, they wear a different colored jersey than the rest of the team and can substitute for their bigger teammates when it's time for them to rotate to the back row, the more defensive portion of the court.
What a play on the cover.
They are not allowed to serve, a regular opportunity for players to score points. They can't rotate into the front row, and they must be replaced by the teammate they came in for. And the libero must not attack offensively if the ball is higher than the net at the point of contact. It's a helper role with little scoring glory, but critical responsibilities, controlling passing and defense in the back row.
You know, you only get one body. It might turn out 7 feet tall. It might be the perfect size to do this. Your body may take up a lot of space. Or it may move differently. And someday, your body might get sick. Because no matter how strong you make your body, its health may be out of your control. But you don't have to accept that. After all, about 1 billion things had to happen for you to even be born. And since you only get one body, let's fight like hell for it.
At Papa John's, get an extra large New York style 1-topping pizza for only $10.99. It's a mouth-watering, stretched thinner, made bigger, more for your money, extra large New York style 1-topping pizza for only $10.99. Better get you some Papa John's.
Choose between Reese's Legendary Cup and the new metal shape? That's like trying to pick between Alex Morgan and Sophia Smith.
You don't have to choose. Same team.
So I get both Reese's?
Actually, we get both Reese's.
Welcome back to South Paris Arena, where the United States are up 1-0 over Serbia. You heard about the libero position. Well, Justine Wong-Orantes is the libero for the United States, and U.S. beach Olympian Sarah Hughes. The two of them grew up playing volleyball together, both indoor and on the beaches of Southern California. Hughes said 20 years ago, we started this journey together. We used to draw Olympic rings in the sand, and we told each other one day we would make it. Well, those 8-year-old girls would be so proud that we made that dream a reality. Justine told me Sarah's the hardest working person I've ever met. I've tried to learn from her over the years. She's always set such big goals for herself, so I learned to do that for me. So the two of us to be here is a dream come true. In their opening round on the beach, Hughes and partner Kelly Chang got their first Olympic win, got another win today. So Justine hoping to follow in her lifelong friend's footsteps tonight.
Having someone that you've played with and known your entire life at the Olympic Games, I mean, that's a dream come true. That's
so nutty.
Everything.
So nutty. And Sarah Hughes, she makes it look as though there is no sand. She's make a defensive play. She acts as though the sand is not there. She's running on concrete. Amazing defense.
Fantastic story. Those are the kind of stories that make the Olympics so unique and so very special. Tijana Boskovic and Serbia now in real trouble. 7 years. I was saying to myself, they're not going to do that again. But look at this start. Boskovic out, this outbounds as well on the pin. 9 hitting errors now for Serbia.
And it's not just the swings. I mean, you saw that set. It's just the way out of sorts right now. And the United States has got to take advantage of it because it could change at any point.
I'm marking it down. Day 5, July 31st. Salima says the setter made a mistake. I've made note. We'll see. Next time that happens.
Hands on Boskovic, who lost her balance, and with a net violation.
Speaking of that,
it just lost her footing, landed awkwardly. We'll hope number 18, arguably the best player in the world, certainly attacker, will be all right for Coach Giovanni Gaudetti, who has coached the Netherlands. He's coached Turkey. He's coached Germany. Good cut back out of the middle by Alexit.
Still a little bit of a miss hit. I still love the connection that's going on right now on the Serbian side. So see if they can tighten that up.
It's a paintbrush.
Yeah, that is a paintbrush.
Rizalic in her first Olympics will go back to serve, plays professionally in Brazil. Tough serve. Add some heat from the service line.
Easy points will get you going emotionally, kind of shake off all what's been ailing them. To this point, Catherine Palmer has been steady in reception.
Rizalic again, working on Skinner. Skinner was 0 for 6 in that opening set. Drews was 5 for 6 until then. Oh, a better pass.
I think what she does is when she gets to the outside, she turns her body back in. Even when she's a little bit late, look, she's late here, but she finishes those hands back as the ball is attacked into her. And then a little Michael Jordan moment for her. Did she just hit 7 threes?
In system again, perfect pass off the edge. Easy side out for Bianca Busa. Same starting lineup back on the floor now for Serbia.
Well, Serbia is definitely going to have more success right now, trying to work the edges, trying to hit high and flat on the United States, and certainly not into the middle blockers.
Alexic on to serve. Skinner having a little bit of trouble both in reception and with her offense. Again, check your body off to a magnificent start in this match.
It's really interesting because Coach Fry told them when you're in trouble, don't have a perfect set, you can tip to 3. They've been doing that. It hasn't been scoring, but there's something about how it's working where Chiaka Obagu is able to make the next play off of the cover and the transition play on the side of Serbia. She's everywhere. As soon as they tip the ball, she's in the right spot to block the next ball.
Tight pass. It doesn't seem like it because the United States won that first set so easily. They trailed 14-12. Trailed in that opening set and then went on a 13-3 run. Quite frankly, Boskovic is really struggling right now. They all are.
Booside is blocked again, this time by Haley Washington.
Subs coming on and quickly. Lazovic coming in wearing number 2. Ognjenovic going to the sideline and changing the setters. Bojana Durchak coming on now.
We were talking about body language, and I do not like the body language of Ognjenovic. As she's going by her coach who was talking to her, she was having none of it. I do like the body language of the oncoming setter, though, the meeting of the team and giving some pretty forceful directives. We'll see if that changes things around.
7-3 is the advantage for Obagu and the United States. Boskovic rattling through. And it's not a step down for Durcha to come in. You look at the World Championships won in 2022. She was the starter for the most part. Ognjenovic was battling with some injuries and is 39 years of age now. Five of 14. Really good pass that time by Wong Orantes. Washington able to somehow tuck that ball inside the block of Serbia.
So here's an matchup you can exploit on the outside. The setter who's just come in is across from Kat Plummer. And you can overload her too, running Haley Washington into here. See, she's not a big jumper. She's not terribly tall. I think you could get Kat one-on-one.
Boskovic.
There she is. She's been found in the last couple of attacks.
She has the ability to hit that ball. She likes to hit cross in the seam, but she can go sharper and sharper inside the block.
Kevin, I'll go to the attacker here, not the setter. When you say somebody's in or out of rhythm, what do you mean?
That you're getting to the ball at its maximum height, your maximum reach. You're attacking from height with power.
Catherine Plummer pulling that crossbody out of bounds. Under Jordan Larson, Governor, Kelsey Robinson-Cook, both from the sideline, available to Karch Kirai as substitutes in several roles as full-time players or serving in backcourt subs.
Yeah, I talked to Kelsey about that last match, and she said, I need to get used to taking less space when I'm out there with Jordan, the both of us. Putting two primary passers next to one another is not always going to produce the best team passing performance. That's kind of a little bit counterintuitive. And Team USA experienced that in match number 1 for 2 sets.
You have to get used to playing with one another when you're used to being the one that takes all the balls. Like, this is my zone, this is my range, and now they're both battling next to one another, to your point, Kevin.
Here comes Serbia. Alexandra Usalic off the top of the block. United States won the opening set thanks to a 13-3 run. A lot of errors by Serbia, 25-17. Boskovic rejected. Plummer right there at 6-6. And Plummer not only with a throwdown, but also with a kill.
It's that size advantage of the roster to do all of those things, everything you saw in that rally. Wait there, come down, still be able to block the tip, step close, and bang a ball with no transition approach.
And different than players at her size, as that ball was out early on in the rally.
Wow.
No challenge. The Serbian players made a move. Different than players at her size, Kat is fast. She's able to get up and hit that fast ball. I really like the whole U.S. offense right now. I wouldn't mind streaking Drews a few attacks.
Skinner off the edge of the block and down after the day.
Well, is going to be the future of this match. You got to get her a kill. That's her first kill. Yep. So have to get Skinner going. She's out there. You got to use her. She's physical. She can score.
Yeah, if she comes up, you already have 5 of 8 from Drews, 5 of 10 from Plummer. Your pins are rolling.
Out of system. Usalac taking a tough swing and missed it out of bounds. Looking for hands. Serbia wants of the United States. 2 challenges per set. You can challenge foot faults in 3 different areas, ball off the block or net violation. No longer can you challenge ball in or out. That is all done electronically, thank goodness. It has really sped up the game.
The challenge system has matured, and I like the way it's integrated. The NCAA could take a lot of hints from the way that this system functions, because the NCAA is doing it all wrong in the United States. There is no touch there, and that ball is going to remain with the United States.
Serbia down to 1 challenge. You start with 2. If you're correct, you basically have an infinite number. USA on a 3-0 run, and once again, hitting errors and other unforced errors creeping into the resume and the play of Serbia. Better serving by the United States. They've been out of system a little bit. And another ball on cue hit right out of bounds, this time by the
United States hitting almost 400 at this point, and Serbia's got
14 hitting errors right now for Serbia. We'll step aside. The United States up 1-0, leading by 5 here in the second.
I'm a bee, and I fumbled my way into your car.
Buzz.
But this hive isn't big enough for the both of us. Boo!
Oh, wow, what a buzzkill. And if you don't have the right auto insurance coverage,
Paying for this could really sting. So get Allstate, save money, and be protected from mayhem, like me.
I'm Jamal Cannon. I'm founder and executive director of The Block, a nonprofit boxing organization. I'm originally from Lexington, Kentucky. I had a lot of pain that I kept inside of me growing up, but nothing let me express it in the way that boxing did. My mother taught me to use my energy to make the world a better place, and I wanted to pass that on to other people. Kids learn about our program through TikTok and say, this is something I want to be a part of, and they show up here. It's driving real-life action that supports our young people. TikTok has pushed me to use my voice to do good.
How was practice? Good.
You okay, man?
I don't know.
You know, you don't have to keep doing this.
You know, maybe it's time to take a break.
Like a break from gymnastics.
Wait up. Come on, focus.
You serious?
Yeah. Switch things up.
Not because it's hard.
Let's go again.
Or because you don't like getting up at 5 in the morning. I can tell you're doing it for that look on my face.
You gotta go find what you love.
I want you to do what makes you happy.
Back at the South Paris Arena, timeout is called by Karch Kirai. It has been mostly unforced errors, 14 hitting errors by Serbia, but maybe it's contagious because now it's going over to the American side.
Of those hitting errors for Serbia, 7 are U.S. blocks, 7 are balls out of bounds, uncharacteristic of one of the top-level teams. But a very weird set so far. You saw that run scoring that we've had. How do you get out if you're the U.S. right here?
Same. I love the run. And what they were doing right now, I think the tempo of that set was a little bit far. They're passing well enough. I mean, aside from the ball that Cat passed off the court, but if they can handle the ball well, get that back row attack and twos going.
Catherine told me she's been watching a ton of video, working with the national team coaches, even when she's playing overseas. And here in Paris, she knows she's a target. She's trying to be more assertive in her passing, saying, I'm trying to play the ball, not let the ball play me.
I know, Lima, you touched on that, and I agree with that totally. When the ball's coming at you, you have to make a definite move to the ball to enforce your will on the ball. If you're trying to respond to what it's doing off a good float serve, you are in trouble. You are at the ball's mercy, the ball's will.
Skinner is rejected, and here comes Serbia. Remember, they're the two-time reigning and defending world champions. Got to give a lot of credit to Tamami Ashiro as well. Outstanding libero from the years got by at the University of Washington, was on the national team, and Karch Kirai says she is the best passing coach that he's ever worked with.
Another ace.
This could be an opportunity to get one of your ball control pins in.
Yep.
You know, take it, give her a break. And it's just a breather. It's not a confidence killer. It's just a little breather.
But here's the calculation. You're 2 for 10 with Skinner. And
that's a good
your
point.
Plummer at 5, and since you're trading offense, now what you could do is put in Kelsey Cook, because they played together the last couple of seasons,
let her take a little bit
they
more
were
of her
super
seat.
comfortable together. They played together in those Dutch matches right before the Team USA took off for the playoffs. That would give her a lot of comfort and cover to have Justine Wong-Orantes and Kelsey out there.
What a good shot by Skinner. There was nothing happening there, and she made lemonade out of lemon.
You just have to find ways, and especially in these moments when you're giving up, 3 points in a row, you got to find a way to find the floor.
14-13, the United States up 1-0. Boscovich going off speed again. Wong-Orantes was there. We've got a set violation for the second time against Diana Boscovich.
Well, as she's coming flying in for this ball, you'll see her tip it, and she goes under before the ball hits the floor. That's the call. If she's under before the ball hits the floor, she's going to get the violation.
Back to Boscovich. Not a good set outside the pin, but we'll get the ball to the floor away from the best in the business at the Tokyo Olympic Games. Justine Wong-Orantes was the outstanding libero.
And a smart tip going away from Justine, not straight down the line. That makes it a lot of confusion between right front and left back.
Good by Plummer. And better by It was good.
The match of her life right now. It's been on the blocking end. If they can get her involved, just look at her face. She's got 5 blocks right now for the United States.
Skinner just 3 of 11 after a magnificent performance and short at the service line. Magnificent performance against China. In 3 sets, she was 15 of 30. Low error rate, hit 400.
I like the way Justine Wong-Orantes was coordinating the receive right there. A lot of cheddar. She's that middle linebacker. She's in charge.
Tough serve, Drews. Not getting many swings so far here in the second. Back to Boscovich, just crushing the ball in the middle of the floor.
This is where Kinkade start getting away from you. If you're not taking care of the ball, passing a little bit off the net, unable to get the setter out, Boscovich out somehow. You have to find ways when things aren't going perfectly.
Timeout is called by the United States, and here comes Tiana Boscovich and the world champs.
I almost lost you.
I almost lost you.
It was in our darkest moment.
We learn what true love is.
Will you promise to ride with me?
Through the ups and downs, wherever the road takes us. I do.
I do. Toyota, start your impossible.
Some of the most brilliant minds in business. No, not you. Or you. You auto-track business income and expenses with QuickBooks. And you pay all your employees easily and accurately. And you have a business bank account with market-leading APY. Get the full picture of your business on one platform. Intuit QuickBooks. Now get 70% off for 3 months.
Karch-Kiraly enjoyed that really good high, as we call flat shot, off the top of the fingers by Kat Plummer. Here's Abagu. Boscovich tipping a chance. Skinner out of the back. Good choice by Poulter.
Really good choice. Even though Skinner hasn't been her best offensively, that's the right rhythm play. That's the right option in this situation, especially when Washington's holding one block and Drews couldn't get to the right side.
Took out Annie Drews with a tip. 5 of 9 was Drews in the first set. So far in the second, 0 for 4. United States led 12-8. Serbia back within 2, and also back is Maja Ognjenović, playing in her 5th Olympic Games. I don't know what that serve was, but if you're Haley Washington, you'll take it. That was a complete change.
The pace changer. Pace changer. We've heard of game changers, but the pace changer.
Well, Karch laughing there. He'd really been on his team for missing serves. Serve tough, serve. Just serve a lollipop, and it absolutely worked.
Well, he let loose on Skinner after she missed. He was staring daggers through her. And Heather Cox reporting courtside that she had gotten an earful from the head coach.
Timeout called by Serbia. Once again, Giovanni Galdetti.
You need communication. You need communication in your receive. Libero's there. Go hit. You wouldn't have to tell me that twice.
No.
I'll just go out of the pass entirely. Just, if you want me to stand in the corner and wait?
Yeah.
Can I be an outside hitter but behave like an opposite?
Do your job. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
And plenty of time with that particular serve, which had nothing on it.
I'm just waiting to hit, Lena.
I know. You always are.
Yeah, just waiting.
Perpetual state.
1916.
Dude, go Skyball.
Well handled, back to Boscovich. Dig by Skinner, chance for Drews, and got it. Annie Drews with her first kill of the set.
He did out of that by Skinner. One of the best attackers in the world. You have to be able to neutralize her, slow her down somehow. Look at this transition attack.
Well, Paul mentioned Drews was over 4. Yes. The opportunities were not good. That's the first quality opportunity she's had.
Exactly right. Good point, Kevin. Sometimes you just look at the numbers and they do not tell the story. Also playing very well and telling the story is Jordan Poulter, moving the ball around. And Karch Kirai told us he was very, very pleased. She played 5 sets on that reconstructed knee. I know she was injured a long time ago, but she had a little bit of a setback. First time she'd gone 5 sets since the beginning of June against Turkey. And no residual impact. And Annie Drews running out of room. And you don't see Justine Wong-Orante's ace very often.
And Boscovich barely even took an approach on that. She tossed that ball straight up, little step close, and still has enough heat to drive this ball between Wong-Orantes and the sideline. Very difficult.
That was intentional.
Oh, for sure. Straight ahead.
I saw her drive it,
and she moves over even when she wants to do that.
Oh, that's not high enough and makes her fall in front. Not with fluid.
She's not comfortable right now.
We'll have to check once again. Serbia had, when we had the conversation, 14 hitting errors. The United States with only 6 on 43 swings. And the United States hitting well over 400. Drews goes to the sideline, and here is the alternate no longer, Lauren Carlini. If you're just joining us, Heather Cox report before first serve, out with a back injury. So the alternate, and good news that they changed the rules, adding a 13th player. Hancock comes in with Jordan Thompson. Boscovich out of the back row. Wong-Orantes. Popovich with the dig, and that ball is stuck. Haley Washington doing work with Thompson.
That was huge. 2 defensive efforts, and then Washington not jumping when the setter was tight. That was key. She made it, got there, and finished the play.
She just keeps digging. Haley Washington never stops getting towards the sideline, and you not only get a point, you get the excitement that is Haley Washington.
And Micah Hancock with the ace serve off the equipment.
Things kind of happen and they're not supposed to happen. She kind of tiptoes on her toes and prances in the court.
Micah Hancock was a gold medalist at the Tokyo Olympic Games. 8 players back from that Tokyo championship. Good response pass-wise. Boscovich again, and another block.
Go on, youngins. Get some. Look at that. What a read by Washington. Up big, eyes ahead, to the right. That is how you do it in the middle.
4th stuff block for the United States. Washington, brilliant. That would have been ideal. Yes, just out of bounds. The set point, the United States still has a handful, literally and figuratively. 24-19, the Americans won the opening set easily. 13-3 run after trailing 14-12. Lazovic back to serve. Serbia at 1-0 beat France. The United States lost to China 3-2. Good hustle by Hancock. And by Skinner. Makes Serbia touch it again. That's a good play by Serbia.
All right, Cap Lumber needs some assistance here. You need to push her over. If you're Justine Wong-Orantes, you got to move her, or you just put in her teammate, Kelsey Cook. Here she comes. Gonna take Skinner out, but this is the comfort zone for this receiving group.
Yep.
Kelsey Robinson-Cook, a world-class receiver and had a magnificent professional career, professional year this season.
She will push her and almost face to the left here.
Got it on Washington short. Jordan Thompson for the set win.
Yes.
Just pushing the ball into the cross court, and you could not have drawn up a start any better. We'll step aside. Third set coming up. The Americans, one away.
We believe no journey is taken alone. Toyota.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is...
Wow.
Oh, okay.
That's amazing.
If someone is in trouble, you do whatever you gotta do to help them. It's a hard job for anyone.
Chicago Med, Fire, and PD. New September 25th on NBC and Peacock.
This July, watch new premieres from ABC, BBC America, and AMC. Including new episodes on HGTV, Bravo, and History.
25 miles north into the Arctic Circle. It's pretty crazy.
With 2 new dishscapes, Yellowstone Park on Channel 198 and American Harbor on Channel 199. And these great channels in free preview. With brand new titles live and on demand. Catch all this and so much more all month long on Dish.
1 second she can't walk. Then she can. 1 second you're single. And then you don't want to be. 1 second it's a pipe dream. And the next, it's a dream come true. 1 second you feel safe. And then,
The police are on their way.
well, you still do.
I love the great outdoors. From indoors, it's a vibe. Do I enjoy being in nature? Do I like looking at it? For sure. So if maintaining forests maintains my happy place, yeah, I'm gonna be a papertarian. Living room? Sanctuary. Bathroom? Sanctuary. Other living room? Oh, that's just extra. In America, we have private forests. So when you choose this, the forest people will replenish that. So those outdoor creatures can stay where they belong.
Now available with Dish on Demand.
Lord. Another sellout crowd at the South Paris Arena as Day 5 continues. And if you're an American volleyball fan, you hope this trend continues. On top of the 2-time defending world champion Serbia is Team USA, up 2-0. Key to it for the United States.
Well, continue to pass the ball, but even when they weren't passing, they're patrolling the net right now. I love what the middles are doing for the United States. If they can contain the attackers on the Serbian side, that's going to be big. Of course, passing the ball better will just extend the points, but if they can't do that, getting quality swings and controlling the net.
I love that we were calling for passing support at the end of that set, and guess who provided it? Haley Washington stepped back and passed the ball. She did everything at the end of that set.
Look at these numbers. The United States 422 hitting efficiency, Serbia 094, mostly because of all of those hitting errors. Plummer smartly up into the block will get another chance. What a good swing, deep into the cross court.
So here's what I do. They're working hard to serve down Plummer. Squeeze her. Give a ton of space to Avery Skinner and dare them to serve Skinner. Skinner's held up quite well. Just tell her, look, you're going to be a little bit on an island, and we got you if that pressure goes to you. But right now, you have to shift and respond to what Serbia's doing.
Serbia doing the same thing, giving Abagu a little bit different look. Goes with a very soft, short serve. Tap down out of the middle, nicely done by Alexic. We're talking about how good the middles were, Salima, and I shortchanged them big time. They're going, Paul, 4 blocks. What the heck are you talking about? I was looking at the wrong screen. They have 9. How could they have 4? Obagu had 5 in the opening set. I'm just saying.
There's a lot of paper and screens.
Yes. Too much paper for me. Plummer is stuffed. Alexic along with Boscovich working on Catherine Plummer. Good reception.
Yes. That is just lifted by Annie Drews. And this is what she was doing to lead up to the games, just annihilating the ball.
She's got an unusual arm swing, Kevin. How does she make that work?
It drops low and comes back up. It's hard to read.
It's really
a whip.
hard to read. Yeah, it's kind of a roundhouse, not quite Gabby from Brazil, but it kind of loops around like that.
Very
comes
similar.
Fast.
Ognjanovic with one hand point north, the other hand pointed south, and yet another hitting error for Serbia. Had 14 at one point, and that's not an area where you want to be adding numbers.
Well, remember, that was the story early on for Serbia, was not only hitting the ball out of bounds, but getting stuffed by the Americans in set number 1, and that was the even split 7-7. You cannot go back to those errors. You're out of here in 3 if you're Serbia.
Easy pass to Popovic. And that ball flailed out of bounds. Juraj Makri, the first referee from the Czech Republic, looking for a touch call. There will be a challenge. They will challenge a touch off the block. Ozoleciak. And what's happening an awful lot, we've talked about it as this has gone on, and we saw VNL both on the men's and women's side. The players just admitted to keep the game going because the challenge system is so, quite frankly, perfect.
It's reversed.
We found the one imperfection, Paul. Remember the over and back with the play that goes on the other side.
No linesman.
Yeah.
I'll take that trade for what we're.
Absolutely.
I completely agree. No more challenges for in and out. You can challenge football, center line, service line, 3-meter line, touch off the block, and a net violation. Perfect pass by Skinner, and out of the back row.
Yes.
So good. That pass to attack was so comfortable for her. Passing that ball off of her hip, her left hip, really creating a nice angle.
America, I'd like you to meet Avery. Avery, America.
Set 3, Catherine Plummer in the United States on top, 2-0 over 2-time defending world champion Serbia, and certainly one of the gold medal favorites. The United States coming off a gut-wrenching loss at 15-13 to China. They did get one match point. That was a big, big accomplishment after being outplayed in the first 2 sets, and now so far, speaking of 2, up 2-0 with Salima Rockwell and Kevin Barnett on Paul Sunderland, Catherine Plummer, 7 of 15. That is a hammer out of the middle by 15, Jovana Stevanovic.
Really nice run on the side of Serbia, running that slide attack right behind the setter. Caught Haley Washington a little bit off balance.
Serbia in their 5th ever Olympic Games, but they have medaled in the last 2 games, silver in Rio. Bad toss.
Yeah, her toss is completely out of control.
Haley Washington under control, as is Jordan Poulter.
She has the yips on tosses.
She does.
There's been maybe one good one out of all of them.
She punched it on, like, I don't even know what you call this.
She foot faulted too, I think.
She served it on a platter.
I saw a guy from San Diego State do that one time, tipped from the end line.
Oh.
There is Washington. Speaking of the end line, she's been very good at service. What a dig. Catherine Plummer playing really good middle back. That ball out of bounds. Really good effort at the defensive end.
Boscovich on the ground on that play. That's the key. Get her out of the offense. Middle can go to the outside. Everybody knows where it's going. They can force this ball to be hit out of bounds.
United States with their largest early lead. Boscovich off the top of the tape. Uzulich again. And somehow inside Abagu, who's been magnificent blocking.
Serbia's making a couple of defensive plays here to extend rallies, and they got a nice high swing that time. They've been into the American block a lot. You can't let it intimidate you. You can't start rolling around the edge of it. You have to go high and hard into it. I admire the grit of the Serbian outsides.
United States women, I hope they watched the American men yesterday who crushed Germany in the first 2 sets and let the Germans back in before the Americans and Max Holt closed it out in the 5th. Cannot let down. That was a little bit of a late run. That ball's got to come up from Drews.
And that's unfortunate because it's another missed opportunity. They got Boscovich on the ground again. The set's off the net. This is where you can transition and score.
Yeah, what happened for Drews there is she came in. I think she misjudged it just a tiny bit. And so she's between a pancake and a play. Well, she gets going and she's kind of not here or there. No vertical force to actually pull it off the ground.
Alexandra Uzulich wearing number 9, outside hitter in her first Olympic Games, coming on to serve. The 3 receivers for Team USA. Shank pass by Plummer. Got to hit your way out of this. Drews from about 18 feet. Can't do that. Got to keep the ball in play.
I like the swing. I don't like the result.
Right.
I like the aggression. That's where she's been. That's where her mentality is. I'll take that from Annie Drews. You keep taking big cuts and things. That might be a little bit on the edge, but if you never go over the edge, how do you know where it is?
Yeah, I mean, I think somewhere in the middle. You can hit that ball 75% and hit it high.
Sure.
And try to track it, right?
Tied at 7. Some passing problems right now for the United States, both from Skinner and Plummer. You do have options sitting on the sidelines, and they're good ones. Boscovich. Boscovich again.
Serbia doing a much better job defensively, and now they're putting so much pressure on the United States that the United States looks a little bit out of sorts with what they're doing offensively.
It's the service reception, right?
It's their service reception. They're serving tougher, and that's what's starting everything.
Drews again, smart shot. Very, very smart.
What I like about that, too, is the style, right? So there's no apparent stress. They're not hitting the ball and looking relieved and looking like, oh, thank goodness. It's, I got a kill, I'm smiling, great set, and that's what helps the chemistry on the court.
Courtside to Heather Cox in Paris.
Guys, there's a reason Kat Plummer might not be as comfortable passing as most outside. She actually started her career as a setter. Catherine saying she started playing volleyball when she was 10. She couldn't hit the ball over the net, so they made her a setter. 8 years later, John Dunning recruited her to Stanford as a setter until both outsides went down with an injury, and Dunning told Catherine, Catherine's response was, I've never been on the outside, I've never passed. How am I going to do this? 2 days later, she was in the starting lineup, and the rest is history.
And won a national championship as a freshman. The group that included Inky Ajanaku.
There's a few of those stories at Stanford. Cassie Lickman, setter to outside hitter. Hi, Cass. I know you're watching.
Uzulich with a nice side-out play. Serbia starting to find their rhythm and their comfort level at the reception and offensive end.
Uzulich has a heavy hand. Doesn't have a ton of spin on it. You'll see her hit it flat and hard. Difficult to defend.
Serbia has used both very good setters. Right now it's Ognjenovic. Drews, that ball set too tight. Back to Drews. Oh, and she's through.
Oh, come on.
You Did you like the body language on the American side? I like the body language on the Serbian side too.
Turning around.
Yeah, this is a nice play, but earlier on when Tijana Boskovic got a kill and she came back into the huddle, she had that same look we've seen from Paola Gonu, that same look we've seen from Melissa Vargas, that I am done with this. We are changing it all right now.
Melissa shines again in the 100-meter final.
We believe no journey is taken alone. Toyota, start your impossible.
Mom, Dad, the new school year is a chance to show off what I'm into. You know how I love dinos, how I talk about dinos all the time? Like at all their meals, in the car, through the bathroom door, blah, 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 dinos, dinos, dinos. Well, I've evolved, and it's all about sharks now. So for back to school, let's just focus on sharks and only sharks, and if it's not sharks, it's not for me.
Third set, Serbia in the blue uniforms, trying to get on the board, must-win situation, a good place to go. Number 18, Tijana Boskovic, the best, maybe, some competition now, the best right-side attacker in the world.
But you know she can get hot, and that's a dangerous thing for the United States. They have to maintain their composure. See if they can get the middle involved, too, even when the ball's a little bit off the net. Maybe send Chiaka the ball when they're having to transition a little bit more.
Another block by number 14, Alexic. Wheels turning on the sideline of Karch Kirai. That was Lima Rockwell, Kevin Barnett on Paul Sunderland, Heather Cox in Paris.
Yeah, it's going to start with stabilizing the receive. That is a beautiful set on the outside in terms of where the block was by Leskovic.
And that serve was smart. Got Wongarantes in front of Catherine Plummer, so she couldn't reset the ball.
Serbia on fire right now. They've completely turned the tables. Karch Kirai's team, first couple of sets, Haley Washington, Chiaka Bagu, were blocking everything in sight. Now it's Serbia. United States need, or are they thinking about making a sub? Timeout is called.
Another timeout's called.
Serbia on top 14-9, looking for answers.
To celebrate Team USA going for gold, Xfinity is offering a gold medal deal. Now through August 11th, get our best offer yet with Xfinity Internet and one line of unlimited mobile for just $35 a month for a year and a free 5G phone. Plus, add the new Xfinity Stream Saver for just $15 a month and get Peacock, Apple TV Plus, and Netflix. Hurry, when the Olympic Games end, so does this gold medal deal. Get the fastest connection to Paris with Xfinity.
Look what I've just made. The perfect pearl.
Not too bad, but check this out.
Whoa, a true Venus clam.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Y'all gon' make me lose my mind. Up in here, up in here. Y'all gon' make me go all out. Up in
All you can eat riblets, shrimp, and boneless wings. $15.99 all day, every day at Applebee's.
That substitution that we were speculating about has come to fore. Robinson Cook wearing number 23 on the floor now for Catherine Plummer. Impact of the substitution and the decision for it.
Should be better passing. That's the main problem. It all starts with passing. It also should provide even more defense. Kelsey Cook's been playing outstanding defense to the back row. In theory, it's a downgrade in offense, but we'll see if the high flat flies.
Annie Drews coming right back.
There you go.
And she's hitting her shot. She's been hitting it hard across the court in the seam. She worked that ball down the line. That's what she's going to have to do. Make adjustments as Serbia is making adjustments with their block.
Yeah, I like Kelsey Cook in it all right now. She's coming off her best professional season ever, and she can be an offensive threat. It just hasn't been lately.
Drews again. Did she get a piece? Looking for a piece of the block?
No.
Please show me the official. Just help me out a little. Show me the official. Yeah, touch off the edge of the block.
Again, working that line. That's going to be her bread and butter until they start moving it out to the line, and she can hit that ball sharp inside again.
About 2 more swings.
Yeah.
2 more swings down the line, then come back and hit it on the 10-foot.
No margin for error for Serbia, trailing 2-0. Must-win set situation. Out of the back row, heavy heat, as you talked about, from Uzelac.
Well, they're passing the ball well right now, so it's putting a lot of stress on the U.S. blockers. Haley Washington watching the middle, ready for Boskovic to get set and has to make a move back. And then Uzelac does a nice job seeing that block and hitting around it.
And Uzelac did a nice job with her footwork, too. Step forward to pass, step and a half back to come forward for the approach.
Perfect pass by Robinson Cook, dug by Lazovic. Dug by Wong Arantes. Blocked by Washington.
This is a level of volleyball. That rally right there, both teams playing their best. High level defense, high level transition swings, big volleyball plays right there.
Drews to the sideline, part of the double sub. Look at Wong Arantes and then giving Washington the chance. Good server, giving the United States a chance. Skinner late to that ball. And Kelsey Robinson sprayed that out of bounds. Marked that one down. That was a really bad missed opportunity by the United States. Serbia trailing 2-0. By far the best stretch that they have played. A lot of serving pressure off the edge of the block. Nicely done by the backup opposite, Jordan Thompson.
They changed the offense a little bit. They stacked the hitters on that play and had Jordan Thompson run across the court. They like to do that in those rotations and hitting this ball off the line. Again, this is where they're having success right now on the right side of the court. Down the line and off the block.
Wong Arantes again, spectacular at the defensive end for the libero. Jordan Thompson off the right.
Remember how impactful this double sub was earlier in the match. They're coming in with a ton of confidence.
It generated a ton of points when they were in. It's good, it's smooth, it's comfortable, the defense is good, the communication is really good. And look at that out of system set by Cook, perfect.
Can Serbia wait any longer? No, they cannot. They're going to call a timeout right now, trailing 2-0. Nothing to chance.
Go ahead and open up your eyes. Follow my finger with your eye.
Just slow, deep breath, okay?
Then take a look.
I want to see you again.
Oh, now you see me.
Share the emotion. Share the experience. Share the worldwide phenomenon together.
You're the best friend I ever had.
It ends with us. Exclusively in theaters, August 9th, rated PG-13.
Have you had your Hershey's?
Twice the MVP at the World Championships, Tiana Boskovic, certainly not having her... Oh, until now. Until right now, really struggling from the service line. She has a couple of aces, but otherwise, it has not been a good afternoon. One ace, a bit of separation. The United States has time, but Serbia has played by far their best set and really cooled off the United States. Hit 422 coming into this set. They're down 100 points. Where is Serbia up their game and put pressure on the Americans?
I think defensively they changed things, so the ball's off the ground and their transition game is way more in control and in sync.
And good in serve reception. And Boskovic again.
And that's the other thing is Tiana Boskovic has come alive. She'd had enough. It was beginning of this set. She had just plain had enough. And that body language from a woman of that capability is a game-changing situation.
13 of 30, hitting .233, because in terms of efficiency, 6 errors, just very uncharacteristic, but none in a while.
Yeah, most of those were very early in this match.
Yep, good point. Not in sync there at all. That ball set outside the antenna. Skinner having to go with the left hand. Big lead now for Serbia. Won the bronze medal 3 years ago. Robinson Cook has been inserted into the match for Catherine Plover. Again with the left. Wong Orantes, magnificent dig, and missed it out of bounds. Serbia rolling here. Must-win situation needed to get on the board. You're going to have a timeout by the United States, and Karch-Kirai, you can tell by a challenge, excuse me, thank you guys. You look at Karch-Kirai, his body language, not a happy coach right now.
And he's got to be just as careful as a player with that.
There is clearly no touch, so the United States will lose that challenge.
They need to slow things down a little bit.
Yeah, the United States has to just find a rhythm within themselves on the court, talk to one another, see if they can get a good pass here to get something going. Again, momentum into the next set or trying to grab this one.
Uzelac, brilliant reception. Better block.
They've been doing a good job of identifying those against the flow sets. I haven't seen an against the flow that's been anything short of a 2-woman block. And in fact, they've stuffed 3 or 4 of them in
They're
this
seeing it very early. They're running across. They know they want to run through that wall and get their opposites involved because they haven't had success.
Stefanovic, never given up on the play. Uzelac serving once again, perfect pass. That ball just out of bounds. What's going on between Poulter and Skinner right now?
That's, Hancock and Skinner.
Excuse me.
That's okay. That's okay. I think I don't know, there's something a little bit about the flight of the ball, the tempo of it, that they're just trying to find out. They've had it. They've had it before, and it's just a little bit off right now.
They're just joining us. Lauren Carlini injured her back, and so she has been replaced, hopefully temporarily in the lineup, by Micah Hancock, who was the official alternate. Double sub unwound, 23-16. Better timing that time for Skinner.
And there's Cook. That's what you get. You're going to get a lot of passing support and some excellent opportunity generation via the back row. Watch her platform. Watch her calmness in defense. Watch her read of the play.
Uzelac will go to the sideline. Milenkovic will come on to put some stabilization into the reception, and they go right after her to good result. That's a really bad play by Serbia. United States will take that. 23-18, a big ask for Team USA. Ball passing outside the antenna. Here's Poulter back on. Boskovic is roofed. Chiaka putting on a clinic.
Just lining up in the right spots. Look when the ball's falling inside a little bit. You see the entire block moves all the way in, and they are perfectly placed to take away that sharp angle that she's been crushing.
Chaka Bagu now with 6 stuff blocks, 11 for the United States, 9 for Serbia. Double sub. Robinson Cook. Bagu.
So excited you lost your microphone. Leva.
It's good volleyball right here. I don't even know what I was going to say.
Sometimes hitters get hot. There are also times when blockers are just feeling it. And what a technician with her handwork. the United States and Serbia meeting for the third straight Olympic Games. And Chaka Bagu and Haley Washington and the rest of the Americans just doing work getting back into this set. Even if they come up short, the United States, I think, has really gotten some mojo going towards the end of this third. Remember, it was must win for Serbia. Here's Poulter again, working on the passing sub. Back to Drews. And through the block and down. Critical swing by Lozo.
This has been a nice little run for the Americans. They were just running out of time. You just ran out of time. If this was 18, you'd be in good shape. You'd really feel positive about getting this set back. You're going to feel good in the next set, but you're not going to stop Serbia in this one. Sometimes I want to do that to you.
I know.
I think I saw you doing it. Set point number one. And that's crushed down the line beautifully by Katarina Lazovic in Serbia. Backs against the wall, but there's a reason why they are the two-time defending world champions, and the United States knew it wouldn't be easy, and officially it is not.
The games of the 33rd Olympiad on the networks of NBC are brought to you by Comcast Business, powering possibilities. Trap from director M. Night Shyamalan, only in theaters this Friday. And Target, for everything back to school, Target has your back.
The itch and rash of moderate to severe eczema disrupts my skin night and day. Despite treatment, it's still not under control. But now I have Rinvoq, a once-daily pill that reduces the itch and helps clear the rash of eczema fast. Some taking Rinvoq felt significant itch relief as early as 2 days, and some achieved dramatic skin clearance as early as 2 weeks. Many saw clear or almost clear skin. Plus, many had clearer skin and less itch, even at 3 years.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB, serious infections and blood clots, some fatal, cancers, including lymphoma and skin. Heart attack, stroke, and GI tears occurred. People 50 and older with a heart disease risk factor have an increased risk of death. Serious allergic reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Disrupt the itch and rash of eczema. Talk to your dermatologist about Rinvoq.
Learn how AbbVie can help you save.
You can only get Wendy's new saucy nugs at Wendy's. So if anyone ever tries to tell you they have saucy nugs at home, you might want to see what else they're hiding, because that person lies. For a whole new way to nug, gotta be Wendy's.
Right now, 14 people are waiting for you to join the call.
Your camera's on.
And lead it.
We can see you.
Never too greasy, never too spicy, always delicious. Hormel pepperoni, boldly irresistible.
Life's full of choices. Here's a simple one.
Right, it sucks to lose, but if you're going to lose to somebody, you're going to lose to the champion. She's so good, isn't she?
Back at the South Paris Arena, home of indoor volleyball during these Olympic Games. Heather Cox is right there on the sideline. I'm joined in Stamford, Connecticut at NBC Olympic headquarters by Salima Rockwell and two-time Olympian Kevin Barnett. I'm Paul Sunderland. Wonderful venue. Crowds have been spectacular. And every match sold out, and the United States now, after dropping that set, leads 2-1. Biggest difference in the set for Serbia versus the Americans.
Serbia was themselves. This is who we were expecting to see. I don't know who the imposter was they sent for the first set and a half, but that has been eliminated. Hard charging, big swings on the outside, handling the ball well, making defensive plays, and blocking the American side. This is the gold medal challenger that we thought we were going to get.
United States missing an opportunity to open up the fourth set and then missed that out of bounds. Skinner was hoping for a touch. The United States did go on a 5-0 run to force a timeout by Serbia, but then they had an answer to close it at 25-20. These two teams played in the Olympic Games semifinals in Rio. That was won by Serbia. Same thing again in Tokyo. Obviously, the Americans won their first ever gold medal, so they won the semis. Boskovic off the edge of the block and down. Skinner thought it was in.
This is a nice block move. And Skinner just doesn't finish that move into the court, but that's Boskovic, and that's what she does. Plummer back into the court for the United States. Take that ball with your hands like you requested before, Kevin.
Good push by Boskovic, smartly into the block and then out of bounds. Not only is Serbia being themselves, but Gianna Boskovic got off to, for her, a bad start. She's certainly being herself right now.
She's totally turned her entire game around. Her serving is where it needs to be. Her attacking is everything. Her demeanor, and they feed off of that. She is their fearless leader. When things are going well, they feel like they can accomplish anything.
Here is Lazovic, and he drews. Good block deflection. Lazovic with a dig. That is just brilliant, brilliant setting. And Maya Alexic out of the middle, number 14.
I would take a timeout right now.
I
wouldn't let it ride.
Gotta slow down.
Don't let it ride.
Slow it down.
There it is. Coach Girai waited. Good call, Kevin Barnett. Coach Girai waited as long as he possibly could. We'll step aside. Solid, quick start for Serbia. How will Team USA respond?
We're in the land of the birds now.
Where did you go?
I went to Okay, nature boy. What's that bird then?
Watching volleyball.
It's a male finch. They give seeds to females in a bonding ritual.
Goddesses, I bring the vitality of sun.
And I the sea. I took the kids swimming, hit up the farmer's market, and crushed my sales call. Typical Tuesday.
Awaken your inner goddess with Vitafusion's delicious and nutritious gummies. Unwrap new Vitafusion soft chews, available now.
Rebounds. We got now.
Serbia out quickly. The United States hoping to respond. Good block deflection. Catherine Plummer back on the floor. Immediately pulled her to the big left side. And what's at stake? Serbia, easy win over France. They got the 3 match points. The United States, a gut-wrenching, heartbreaking, after a brilliant comeback loss to China. But the United States did get 1 match point. That was absolutely critical. So a lot going on with respect to the overall tournament in this particular match. Boskovic dug twice. And again, not a third time.
Just so difficult to defend. She has so many shots, and it's not just a seam and an angle. It's like an angle and then a sharper angle and a different angle. It's hard to really stop where you are defensively because of where she can attack on the court.
Alexic back to serve. 4 blocks so far on the afternoon in Paris. Chakobagu. That ball is missed out of bounds. A rare unforced error by Abagu.
And hands being pulled. The jumping blocker pulling her hands out of the way.
Seeing more and more of that. You saw it an awful lot in Tokyo on the men's side. Now you're starting to see it on the women's side.
I think that set was lower than she normally gets it, and that means she's going to probably try to hit it flat. And that was a smart pull.
Plummer struggling in reception again to that left front, setting the U.S. off balance.
Good block deflection. Poulter was completely out of the play. And somehow through the block and down by Usalic.
And what was working before with tipping that ball over the top of the block was a product of a lot of things. Serbia wasn't playing their best volleyball, right? So you could tip it, you knew it would be a high ball in rhythm where they could get the block set. That's not happening now. So they have to continue to swing, hit high, hit hard, hit flat, and not just hit easy balls on the Serbia team that's playing right now.
Yeah, you nailed it in the first set. There were those tips going over as the change at the opposite is now taking place. The tips were going over, and they were being played up. The thing was that Chiako Bagu was on everything. And then Haley Washington got a couple as well to join the block party. That has not been happening. Those are kind of fortunate results all back to back to back.
How does Jordan Thompson change things coming in for Drews?
Continue to hit the high ball deep down the line if she can, although they did discuss that in the timeout for Serbia. They might take a little more line because he said, you cannot get tooled anymore. So maybe they cheat out a little bit. So she's going to have to recognize the block.
Lefty to righty. That's going to be a different look. The block will have to adjust for that.
Oh, look at Boskovic. Everything now going Serbia's way.
She's able to manage things like no other. She's off balance.
Giovanni Guidetti, he liked that. 17 of 37, and very few hitting errors in the last set and a half. Good block, Haley Washington this time with Plummer.
That can give you the energy and the fire that the team needs. That's a big block right there. Catherine Frumler doing a nice job taking away that line.
I love that energy from Annie Drews. Love that. You just got subbed out.
Yep.
Not your favorite match. Your team's struggling. They make a play. You're all on board.
Back at South Paris Arena, home of indoor volleyball, Serbia and the United States, now in a real battle. Beginning, it was all the Americans, but now the team in blue, twice the world champions, are playing like the way we expected, and the Americans in a little bit of trouble right now, already trailing by 5. The United States easily won the first 2 sets, 25-17, 25-20. Tijana Boskovic et al. For Serbia really turned it around after that. And in control here, at least early.
They put a ton of service pressure on, and then their transition swings have been higher into the low seam. Was the early. This is much better from the Serbian side. Their outside hitters have picked it up along with their opposite now, and that's why you're seeing a 10-4. Their pins are producing.
Vucelic out of the Bic. Not part of the back row quick, but just a clean solo pipe. The United States has already used 1 timeout, but they have just called their second. Timeout called by Karchkira. No more timeouts available the rest of this set.
Here, matching bedazzled shirts are worn proudly, and phones are forgotten. Young ones are granted new power, and dad jokes are actually funny. Fireworks paint the sky every night, and hand-holding makes a comeback every day. Here, anything is possible if you can imagine it. And that's what makes Orlando unbelievably real.
Okay, so we're at the film festival, middle of Park City. The doors open, and bam, premiere party. These trips are the best. At Art Week, we had a private viewing. Dinner on the court at Madison Square Garden. Right next to the pit at Race Week.
Experience the world as an insider. From exclusive lounges to immersive dining experiences, all
Serbia leading 10-5. They were on a 4-1 run until that particular play. Now it is again 10-5. Jordan Thompson out of the back row. Let's go to Heather Cox in Paris.
Karch told me after the China match that he works really hard in every timeout to not discuss what happened, but to instead look ahead. And my goal in timeout is to always direct my players to what's next, to a block like that. What's your job? So during that last timeout, Karch was all about how to side out the next play, what the passing formation is, and what the offensive play call is on a good pass. One of the reasons Karch is typically so calm and cool during timeouts.
It's always important to look forward. I think that's a really important point that you made. You can't look back at what just happened. what do we need to do next? When you're looking forward, thinking about strategy, thinking about what you need to do tactically and technically, that helps you reset your brain moving forward.
Back-to-back blocks, and that's the phase of the game that dictated the United States' success early on, particularly from Abagu.
Not only dictated the U.S. success, but it also dictated the Serbian success.
High flat once again by Tijana Boskovic, starting to put up big numbers, now 18 of 39. Kelsey Robinson coming back in for Catherine Plummer. Would this just be for a trip across the back row, or would it be full time?
I would go trip across the back row for now, but I would also consider leaving her if you don't feel like Kat can come back passing-wise, if you need more passing. I think 11-7 right now, it looks worse than it actually is.
No, I think they can study this out. I completely agree with you. And with what Kelsey can do at the net that we know, everybody knows that she can do, and she's one of the best outside hitters, has been in her last club season, and has proven that she can do that in this situation.
Well, thinking about it a little bit more, sorry, Paul, thinking about it a little bit more, I would leave Kelsey in because of the results you had at the end of the last set. She was generating opportunities for others.
And there's too many serves going to happen.
Yes. Magnificent, again, blocking performance. This is a memorable match, irrespective of the outcome for number 24, the former All-American, all-time leading blocker ever at the University of Texas.
I'm glad we're getting these things sorted out, just on the side.
We're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
Good server at the line, the United States, and its opportunity to make a move back to Boskovic.
Yeah, she's in rhythm now.
Oh, is she ever.
You've seen the angle, you've seen the hard off the hands. Now she pulls the ball line, but with height.
And Langle, right? This isn't even clean down the line. That's what we call a Langle line angle shot that's just off the line. I mean, there's no chance Haley Washington's digging that ball.
Yeah, because it's coming at her shoulder level as well.
Skinner pass to attack. Americans are going to get a chance unless it's Boskovic, and it's no chance. Front court player backing up to hit from the 3-meter line.
Was Serbia late to the match?
It's just so impressive.
Who did they have out there in the first?
I don't know, but this, as you mentioned earlier, this is the team that we were expecting to see play against the United States.
That ball contacted at almost 3 meters. Tight pass. Poulter could not get there. The lead continues for Serbia, now back up to 5. It was 10-5. The Americans closed things, put a little pressure, but now Serbia responds. It's always the question. Do you go with the sluggers or do you go with the receivers or the game changers? And the United States has both. Right now you have sort of one of each. Skinner being a slugger and a game changer and receiver, and Kelsey Robinson.
And that's a nice back. I mean, that is, and it's still this team that's for a number of matches in a row had never had the same lineup out there twice. They're still trying to figure out what is the best combination. They do have the depth. They have the pieces. What's the best combo that works together?
Well, that pattern has held true here. Started with one group, finished with a different group. Started with one group, they made all kind of different alterations in this match through 2 sets. We've seen a variety of different lineups. It's kind of been the same story this whole year. Is that another touch and another high swing from Tijana Boskovic? That was not what she was doing in the first set and a half.
This is scary right now for the United States because Serbia and particularly Tijana Boskovic are rolling. Boskovic in her 3rd Olympics, Ognjenovic in her 5th Olympics. They have played a lot of volleyball together, including a couple of world championships. Day 5 of Olympic indoor volleyball continues. Serbia's service error there, one of the few mistakes they have made. They've really cleaned things up over the last set, 3 quarters. Jordan Larson now coming in for Skinner.
So now we've gone all the way back to the maximum ball control lineup for Karch-Karai. This might just be a serving set and passing sub here.
Jordan Larson has a medal of every color, gold, silver, and bronze.
Interesting double sub here. It's an outside hitter double sub. Catherine Plummer's back on.
She's in the left front, trying to get some big hands in front of Boskovic. Good dig by Larson. A lot of block deflections. The United States not generating enough kills. Serbia touching everything. And the United States won't track that down.
You can't give Tijana Boskovic 2-3 chances to beat you. She will.
Yeah. And they just want to set her every ball right now. I mean, I would too.
What has Serbia done, particularly with their middles that are getting so many deflections that are slowing down the Americans' opportunities?
They've just been serving tough, so they're able to see where the offense is going. Yeah, the passing has not been there for the United States as it was early on.
Boskovic is 8 of 11 here in the fourth. Free ball, 6-point advantage. Dug once again by Larson. Wong Arantes and Plummer's roof. The block for Serbia is starting to take over this match. Oh.
Different sort of match for this man at this point, isn't it? Excited that his team is finally here. This is a huge lead, and so you have to start thinking some concerned thoughts about where the United States lands if they end up in a fifth set. What if they lose a fifth set? They drop to 0-2. They do have 2 points. They're going to beat France.
But still puts you in a tough spot.
Puts you in a tough spot. You're maybe through to the quarterfinal. Even if you are, you're going to get one of the top teams again immediately.
If you get in as a third-place team, top 2 teams in each of the 3 pools, plus the 2 best third-place teams. The third-place teams are going to be seeded 7th and 8th.
And what I'd be concerned about is the uneven play on the American side. They haven't really been able to trust where they're at, how to start and finish a match in any sort of cohesive manner. And I don't think the French match is going to help. You're going to go in with so many unknowns.
Bagu quickly into the middle. Very, very smooth, error-free volleyball from Serbia right now. That's Stevanovic with a kill out of the middle. Micah Hancock on now for Poulter. Tijana Boskovic having a huge couple of sets for Serbia to get them on the board, first of all, and another block.
Tijana Boskovic was way off to start this match. And you look at her numbers now, 22 of 45, 3-11, along with 2 aces, a couple of blocks. No one will even remember the way the match started for that international superstar. U.S. body language, not positive at the moment. You got to hang on. You got to grab something headed to the fifth.
Thompson with a couple of scores, but you go back and look and you think that the United States, Thompson's got 2 kills, but everybody else 0 after 0 after 0.
Yeah, they just have to start making some smart plays. I like the repeat here by Hancock going back to Jordan Thompson. They know she can score on this team on the right side of the court, so it's going to be some decision making and really clean execution.
That ball served out of bounds. Serbia now with a 2014 lead. Chances of them winning this fourth set are about 99%, so it's going to be interesting to see. And your thoughts about where Karch goes with his lineup for what certainly appears to be a fifth set tiebreaker.
Paul, thanks for being part of the mind meld we got going on here, because I just asked Leva that. I was telling her I'm going to give her a second to think about it. I defer to the coach. We got to go to Coach Salima Rockwell. Where are you going fifth set lineup?
I still like Avery Skinner in the game. I would probably have Avery Skinner and Kelsey Cook in the game to start.
Okay.
Get the ball control going, get them both going offensively, see if you can bring Plummer in when they need some more offense, need some big hammers. If they get a lead, start putting some pressure on Serbia, then you can make that change. That's where I would start, I think, initially.
What about Chiaka? Just kidding.
What do you have? What are you talking about? Is this a trick question?
Look at the defense, and Popovic early in that play. The libero, a magnificent, magnificent cover. 3 points away. How many five set matches have we had in this tournament?
Been a lot.
We talked about the quality. How could you talk about the quality and parity without expecting to see what we're getting? Maximum volleyball entertainment.
Everybody's saying both the men's and the women's tournaments, the best of all time in terms of depth. The United States just cannot score the ball. Washington in the middle, Plummer on the left. Thompson out of the back court. And off the block and out of bounds.
And at this point, USA just needs to find some momentum, find some chemistry, see if they can get themselves in a groove while Serbia is playing at this level, because Serbia's not going to drop their level at this point. This is it. This is where they're at, and they have to expect that going into the fifth, and they have to match it.
Oh, you can feel that one. You can hear it. Jordan Larson throwing into the block and has that stuff. Jovanovic working against Larson. Well, if you hang in, close your eyes, and have guts, you're going to dig some balls. Straight tap down, and Serbia cruising to a fourth set victory over the United States. Larson missed that ball out of bounds. Ouch. There's going to be a lot to ponder during this side change in the break going into the fifth set. The United States won the first two. Since then, it has been all Tijana Boskovic and Serbia. The United States going to have to dig as deep as they ever have to try to win this in five.
Ocho. Encore une journée où je rêve d'être roi de ce monde. On charbonne fort à la recherche de ce petit truc qui choquera tout le monde. Les yeux rivés sur moi, je cours après le temps, je vise les records de la montre.
Tired of something done well.
Where's it streaming? Why do I care about papers so much? Because my life and career were built on them. Auditions, headshots, box line. I mean, the least I can do is keep it around. See? She gets it. Ethan, empty, flatten, then recycle. I'm a papertarian. Sue me. And you can recycle those papers, too. Let's go, Gary. Okay. What? You don't get fan mail?
I'm Deadpool's roommate, Blind Al. I can't see him. Oh, Lord, can I smell him? I have Old Spice total body. Keeping him fresh everywhere.
How far would you go to control the fragrance in your home? There's an easier way. Try Airwick Vibrant with 2 times more natural essential oils for up to 120 days of amazing fragrance per dual pack. Now that's a breath of fresh Airwick.
I'm Deadpool's roommate, Blind Al. I can't see him. Oh, Lord, can I smell him? I have Old Spice total body. Keeping him fresh everywhere.
And done.
Can we just call my dad now?
Oh.
Gorilla Glue.
Of course.
Gorilla Glue is incredibly strong and versatile, even outdoors. For the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
When my hair started to thin, I thought, am I going to have any hair left?
After I gave birth, my hair wasn't even thinning, it was gone. As I got older, I couldn't grow it past my shoulders. Nutrafol has different formulas for all the different changes so many women go through.
Within 3 months, my hair is significantly fuller.
It's longer, it's thicker.
My friends noticed it. I felt like a completely different person.
Try the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand at Nutrafol.com.
For the third Olympic Games in a row, the United States and Serbia play in an absolutely crucial situation. The others were semifinals. This is in the preliminary round, but an awful lot at stake. The United States lost in 5 to China. Serbia came in after an easy win against France. And what were the questions? Who is going to start in this fifth set?
And we've gone all the way back to the starting lineup.
And Drews immediately answers. Explain why would this decision make sense?
This was a group that played well at the beginning of the right? You know what you got out of this group of humans right here. So I mean, there's so many questions, so many variables, but really it's about this unit believing that they can do it, right? That's it. That's it. I mean, there's too much else involved. They have to believe they can do it.
Chance for the quick 2-0 lead. Off speed. The United States thought that ball was down. Play on. Plummer again. For a third time off the edge. Serbia with it. And Boskovic answers.
Oh, and a little stare, too. Oh, I love that. She gets this kill and then just looks the Americans down. This is what elite hitters do. We've already seen it multiple times in this tournament. We saw Paula Egonu had enough of her first match. We saw Melissa Vargas, same thing, take over. I've had it with this. Exactly that has happened here.
I thought that ball might have been down early. You saw in the replay. Again, at 39. Fantastic pancake. And a beautiful swing that time by Annie Drew.
Love the delivery. The offense looks smooth and comfortable right now, but it's a passing. Justine Orantes taking that ball. Like you said before, she's going to have to take more than she has, and I think it's important for them to do that.
This is the beauty of volleyball right here. The beauty is you can be horrible for large stretches of it, but you go back to zero. You're just back to the start, and you have to learn how to shake it off and come back.
Just like in tennis, you can get bageled and then come back and win the match. Usalac with the block against Annie Drews. To remind, 15-point tiebreaker in the fifth set. 2 timeouts, 2 challenges. Teams will change sides at 8.
You talked about the history between these two teams in these Olympic tournaments. It is getting chippy out there.
Really chippy, and that's a good thing. I mean, you want to go back and forth and battle through the net. This is what it's all about right here. This is it.
I'm getting chippy with you.
Yeah, you always get chippy with me.
Connection not there in the middle. Boskovic going off speed. Wong Orantes. And Annie Drews into the middle. Ball still not down. And blocked again. What a block out of the middle by Stefanovic.
That was a great block on a tight slide in a rally where you might not think that's going to Haley Washington.
I think overall we have to give a ton of credit to Serbia and the way that they have blocked through the last couple of sets, getting in front of the U.S. offense, even in scramble plays where things tend to break down. They are really in every rally. That is a wonderful read. Forget the actual move itself from Stefanovic.
Here's Alexic. Good pass by Plummer. Skinner out of the
There's still a little nervous energy on the U.S. side. They're finding a way to shake it off because you are in this set. You know it's going to be about. This is what it was supposed to be from the very start. Just because it started easy, that was a mirage. That was a phantom.
Now, this is their opportunity to close in this fifth set. I mean, to know where they're at, to find it within themselves to do it.
Double sub is on. Here's Micah Hancock. Thompson, tough chance. Magnificent swing.
Yes. That's the right swing at the right time. Going into the angle, but hitting it high, turning it down the line, high off the block.
The United States has been preparing first for China. Li Yingying went 8 of 10 in the fifth set. Steady diet of Boskovic. We'll see if all of that training and all of that practice, it's just going to be steady diet, setting Boskovic every time. Block touch by Plummer.
You have to connect on that, or you pay.
Boskovic completely out of position, and still Ognjenovic forced it to her.
You cannot reset, tip, set it over, for championships, for fifth sets, for gold medals. You have to find a way to get a swing, and you notice what Serbia did. They got a swing and put it right to the floor.
The battle that we anticipated between the United States and Serbia. It didn't start out that way, but it's on. Perfect in system. Stefanovic is dug. Thompson, another big swing, this time off the left. Americans ahead in the point. Until Uzelac with that big heavy arm.
And remember, you asked me early in this match about Annie Drew's, a very similar swing, but on the other side of the court. Should you take a cut at it? Yes, you should. You have to. This swing from Thompson, also fantastic. You force your opponent to make a play, and look how far this ball is coming.
For sure, big rips are important in these moments. You cannot tip, chip. You hit the ball easy over the net.
That's just big time play by both Thompson and Uzelac. Giovanni Gaudetti, and in just his second season, that ball missed badly by Boskovic.
Yes.
First mistake she's made in a long time. Ball served just out of bounds. Plummer going into the sharp angle area 5-5.
That's where he wanted it, on the left side of the outside attacker.
Kelsey Robinson Cook back on the floor.
I love this sub. I really like this sub a lot. Cross the back row, as soon as she gets the front row, Plummer's coming back.
Teams will change sides at 8. The United States lost in 5. They're coming from 2 sets down to China. 15-13 in the 5th. Milinkovic on to serve and play some defense. Juan Larante's perfect touch. Must score here.
Predictable.
Back to Boskovic, a steady diet.
The set and the result, predictable.
Well, when it's on, that's where they're going to go. And the other problem is they've had other people that can score. The Pins have been playing well, but you know they need it right here.
The United States had a free ball and multiple opportunities in that particular sequence and could not put the ball away. First 2-point advantage of the 15-point tiebreaker, and Karch will call timeout.
USA head coach.
Down this line. Here we go. USA! Stay in it! Here we go!
Karch talking about the matchup against Maya Ognjenovic. 6 feet, not that small a blocker, but at 39 years of age, not much of a strength at the net. Micah Hancock still on. Good pass by Skinner, good enough. And missed it out of bounds. Avery Skinner straight out of bounds down the sideline. Teams will change sides. It was the United States looking to pull off the reverse sweep against China. Now Serbia is looking to do exactly the same thing 2 days later, but this time to the Americans.
Kelsey Cook holding a little meeting there on the corner before the side change, and then a lot of deliberate, not fives, but handholds for a moment, trying to gain some unity, some cohesion, and some roll for the U.S. side.
Avery Skinner, they might go back to her to hit that ball down the line, but she doesn't have to hit it clean. She can hit that ball just over the top in that Langle position if they set her.
Jordan Thompson has been superb since coming on. She's basically the only offense. Serving signals communicated to Haley Washington by Coach Kirat. Boskovic.
Abagu.
That's a big play right now for the U.S. Setting the block up perfectly, moving it inside, lining up, and still not allowing her to hit that line.
When Karch Girai sent us a message from Paris, that was one of the things he talked about. How we line up in terms of blockers was going to be vitally important. I don't know why you're serving the passing sub. Another block, this time by Thompson.
Completely surrounded the ball. And lining up, you talked about it, Paul, just right there. The right hand over, lined up. Look how far inside the court they are. Did not let her get by them.
Now the pressure on Serbia. They had the lead and have given it up. Good play by the United States. They're not immune. As well as they've been playing in 3 and 4, I think they're feeling it right now.
Yeah, I don't know if there's pressure on them. I feel like it's just where you're at late in the match.
You got Boskovic off the floor.
Boskovic, I can't believe that substitution. You go with a double sub. Wow. Tied at 8. Stefanovic somehow off speed. Connection not there, but found a hole.
This will be interesting to see if the United States can take advantage of this time where Boskovic is not on the court. She's scoring at will. Can they slow down everybody else?
Stefanovic back to serve. Lozo in at the opposite. Dircha in at the setting position for the double sub. Said it a lot. Good block. Oh, look at that.
Love it. Love the energy. Come on. Let's go. Go back to serve.
Record-setting performance individually for Chiaka Abagu, number 24 in red.
Yeah, her finishes have been so good. Right on the ball as it hits her hands. She's turning back in.
Score for the United States, and now the pressure squarely on Serbia.
It gets to the serving sub was.
Jordan over 8 blocks for Chiaka Abagu, who's considered by many to be too small to play in that position in the modern game. You better rethink that. Let's listen.
By Serbia and
Make it deep, and they both just attacking out, they can make a block.
Giovanni Gaudetti said, I don't want to see one more block from them.
But I did like the first message. Yeah. Attack where you want. Fill your players with confidence. It's not about avoid somebody or don't hit there or don't do it. No, it's about what to do. Attack where you want.
And hit high. American chance, and he drews down the line. Love the choice.
Great transition play. Started with the block touch. It's not a block stop. Slowed it down. Easy transition play for the United States.
And all the combinations they've played, Kelsey Cook is back there laying the platform out to put that ball up to the net.
Really good run by Abagu and the rest of the United States, killed by Drews. They trailed at the side change, and now the double sub. You got Boskovic back on the floor. I do not understand why he ever took her off, because you're coming right back to her. It doesn't matter if she's in the front or back. Dug by Robinson Cook. Skinner!
Sometimes you're searching and the pieces start working. Robinson Cook, perfect spot, lay out the platform, control the ball, and then let the youngster detonate.
And Skinner doesn't have to go high down the line. She doesn't. It's just like you said, hit where you see the shot available. Go for it.
United States wins this 5th set. They're guaranteed a spot in the knockout round. The point they earned against China, they'll get 2 points here, and then they play France. Look, let's be honest, that's a guaranteed win. They'll get 3 match points.
And their seed is going to be a good one.
That's critical.
Not there yet.
Not there yet.
If Serbia wins, they're guaranteed a spot in the knockout round. 3-0 run by the United States.
Well, they're going to have to make sure that Boskovic does not start teeing off right now.
Good luck.
Well, I think she's going to come back and hit again. I would expect the same read from Cook here to just fade into the right, about 6 feet right of center.
This ball's going to Boscovich. Oh, Poulter was there. Easier said than done. If you're on the American side, Salima and Kevin, where do you go for a side out here?
I love this. I mean, they're in row run right now. I'm going to Drews.
Good pass.
She can get there. She can get there.
Drews, not yet. Back to who else? Boscovich. Skinner, big chance. Oh, she's blocked.
There's so much that Boscovich can do, and that ball low.
Yeah, I was going to say too low.
In the seam.
Tough.
Chipping into the seam never works.
Timeout called by the United States.
Another timeout called by
12-9, quick back-to-back points. It certainly didn't start out that way, but down to the wire between these two elite countries in indoor women's volleyball, Serbia and the United States. Heather Cox on the sideline in Paris, Salima Rockwell, Kevin Barnett, Paul Sunderland here at the NBC Olympic headquarters in Connecticut. Must side out. Oh, break from the United States, block deflection right to Abagu.
Things are going her way, so you'll take it at that point if you're the United States.
We heard during the timeout, push Skinner over, make it so all she has to focus on is the attack. 13-11 lead, a challenge here requested now.
They're looking for a net violation.
Yes,
I don't think they're going to get it. It's going to be the ball off of Chiaka Abagu's right hand. Just a chance to get together. Cook trying to put that bind together. She's been searching for that togetherness. This kind of experience from tip to tail match can be just that sort of thing. You can anneal a team with an experience in fifth set against a top team with the stakes that this has in terms of guaranteeing yourself a shot to go to the medal round.
We talked about that cohesion that they were looking for and trying to get. We talked about just a lot of the players as that come off the court. Do you need to hang out together? You need to do something, but I agree with you, Kevin. I think this can be that moment for them.
Robinson Cook has been really good in reception. I just looked up at the stats, 5 digs, and several of them here in the fifth set. Very important.
And several of them off of Boscovich.
Very close. Plummer is back on in the left front. We know it's going to Boscovich. Wongerantes. Chance for Drews. Ball set too tight. Smart to recycle. Now to Plummer. And through the ball down. Match points for the United States.
How about Wongerantes? Are you kidding me right now? That's what a great libero does for you. Keeps you in it, not just in it. Gives you an opportunity for another swing.
Here's the message of this match. You need everybody. You need everybody.
Match point. Coming to Boscovich, of course, they go out in the middle. Wow, go away from Boscovich with the match on the line to Maya Alexic.
Where do you set? Where do you set? Set or Lima, who do you set to side out and win this match?
Sorry. Setting Drews. I'm setting Drews.
Okay.
Annie Drews on the right side, Plummer on the left. Must receive serve first. Your Serbia got to serve in. Easy serve, not a good pass. Plummer for the win. And it's
come on. Come on, USA.
We built this matchup for you, didn't we? We said it was going to be 2 heavyweights today. that this was going to be a battle of top teams. This is exactly what it's turned into. No one has relented.
Match point number 2 for the United States. Tight play and out of bounds. The United States doesn't somehow, and that was an easy serve.
Yes.
That ball had nothing on it from the service line, and the Americans couldn't execute what's a basic play. Tied at 14. The United States has had 2 match points. Lost to China in 5 2 days ago, 15-13. Drews off of Popovich. Match point number 2.
Perfect pass by Avery Skinner.
And I love the experience of it for her. Put the platform out, calm, collected.
15-14.
Put it right to the center.
1 point to play. Yeah.
Ball's going to number 18.
No change.
Didn't last time, but this ball's going to number 18 for Serbia. And got it into the deep cross court. That's just too good. Magnificent swing.
Can't defend that. You're in the right spots. The block's in a good position. She goes over. Top is a great angle to see this into the corner. Very difficult to defend.
Alexic back to serve. The United States has had 3 match points. Good pass by Plummer using her hands. To Drews. Drews again. That's going to be out of reach. Another match point.
Yes.
Excellent choice.
Excellent choice.
Remember, the winner of this match is in the quarterfinals.
And the coverage was big on that first swing, keeping it under control, high and off the net, so she could run that offense to Drews.
Boscovich is in the right front. Doesn't matter about the pass. You know where it's going. Wong-Arantes. Plummer again for the win. Plummer again. Tough chance. Go.
Oh, he won. Oh, no.
Free ball for the United States. Do you go to Drews? Skinner out of the back row, dug by Popovich. Missed out of bounds. We'll have a challenge for a touch, but the United States right now is with 15 points.
I didn't see a touch.
Both liberos. Rally saving plays. Wong-Arantes. Completely horizontal. That ball you could challenge whether it was up or down. I don't see it there.
That angle did not. It's very close.
It's very
Gonna look
close.
for the right hand.
This might be as close as Obagu's swing and not netting.
The right hand upholster.
No
I
touch.
see nothing.
I see nothing.
Nope. Nope.
It's official. The United
It stands and we won. Yes.
survives a valiant comeback by Serbia, and they win it 17-15 in the 5th.
You still won,
It took a
Serbia,
while,
so
but this
screw
battle was
you.
as advertised.